Good morning, all of you. Thank you, Sanlax, for you have a very nice introduction about me. So next 40 minutes, I'm going to talk about the e-tourism, what, why, how. About me, I think she already explained. So straight away, I'll go to the topic. So this is what I'm going to discuss with you for the next 35 to 40 minutes. And wherever you have doubts or questions, please note down. At the end, you can. We have a separate session for Q&A, so that time you can ask. So my outline of the today's presentation, it is about what is e-tourism, why it is required, how can we do it. I have a very good examples here, 3 examples, live examples, so that you can understand the relevancy of electronic tourism, or shortly we call it as e-tourism. Then I have a simple quiz. It is nothing else. If you listen to my lecture, then you can easily crack the quiz. Then we have a Q&A. Okay. Say, when you see this picture, there are a lot of thought process in your brain. So the point here is the generation, particularly the younger generation, or if you take the age group less than 30, or if you take the foreign tourists, their gadgets, it is changing. Okay, earlier it was laptop, then mobile phone, then smartphone. Even within smartphone, there are a lot of devices. And I'd like to highlight one more point here. My presentation, not only research, not only academic. I hope there are 2-3 business industry participants are here. For you, it will be highly helpful. So what I am trying to highlight through this picture, whether your business content, for example, if you take your own website, your company website, whether your content is supporting to different types of gadgets or different types of devices. So that you have to ask yourself. Whether, say, for example, you have a website. If it is not viewed by a smartphone, then there is no meaning for your content. So please ensure that as a business CEO of the company or a business owner or a technology manager, whoever you are, you must ensure that your content, your digital content, it is suitable for all kinds of the recent devices. So that is the reason I want to highlight this picture to you. Okay, then as per the current scenario, there are a lot of digital platforms are in and around us. For example, if you take marketplace, matching supply and demand. In specific, there is a model called Airbnb model. So say nowadays, you can hire one room, whether it is in Switzerland or in Bulgaria, wherever you want to, whatever the city you are going, there I can hire one room for one day, even for 8 hours, even for 4 hours, I can hire it. So this is something like pay and use model. So that is what Airbnb, what they are doing. Like your Ola and Uber, this guy Airbnb, they are not at all having any the physical rooms. What they are doing is they are connecting the tourist and the house owners. So this is what excellent digital platform. So like that, there are a lot of digital platforms are there. That is, for example, you take LinkedIn, where the network, you can establish your network. You can see who are all your own the similar interest or a similar group or similar community. So who are all the people in and around us? So that is LinkedIn, it will be highly helpful. And if you take the YouTube, it is one of the video sharing site. Whether you, for your own organization, you have any YouTube video, you are uploading it. Even I have one example, that time you will understand. Then about search engines like your Google, Foursquare, Baidu, Bing. So what is my point here? There are different digital platforms are there. Okay, now you check yourself whether your business it is in all the platforms. Okay, then you ask a second question: whether all these platforms, my presence is required in all these platforms. That you have to decide whether all the platforms are required for me, or selectively I can pick 1 or 2 platforms which is suitable for my business. This is one of the very important. That's the reason I'm sharing this slide to you. So what is the point I want to highlight here? Yes, in and around my business, there are a lot of platforms. Which platform is suitable for me? Whether my business, it is present in that platform or not. So that you have to check yourself. Okay. Suppose, sir, I am not a techie person, but I am running my business. Please ensure that at least this is the minimal. Okay, so you must have at least a email system within your office. This is the minimum requirement. Okay, so there are two protocols. It's technically speaking, one is called a simple mail transfer protocol. It is meant for your outbox, and a POP, post office protocol. It is meant for the incoming mail, your inbox. So what is the point I'm highlighting here? For your business, if you are not automated a lot of things, but at least you must have a emailing system in your organization. If not, you are not totally not fit for the business. Okay. The traditional media, it is functioning like this. There are few authors who are writing something, and there is a publisher, and they are publishing. There are set of audiences who are listening that author the content, but the scenario is changed. How it is changed? Now the world is flat. Okay, if you have a mobile camera, okay, you are act like a video cameraman, you are act like a journalist, you are act like a photographer. So please be careful on it. So the world is flat now. On mobile device is enough to run any business. So that is the reason I'm highlighting here what is your traditional media and the social media. Okay, now I'll come to the topic. So what is e-tourism actually? It's nothing else, digitalization of all process of your value chains. In tourism, where travel is a component, hospitality is a component, catering is a component, a sub-business model, or otherwise a part of the business, and also the destinations. Okay, so all these are, I'm digitalizing it or I'm automating it. For what reason? To maximize their efficiency and effectiveness. This is what the definition 2003 Pugalis. So this is the official definition for e-tourism. We see the diagram, Venn diagram, you can easily understand. IT part is there, your businesses are there, then your various tourism, the branches like your transport, travel, hospitality, and all. Okay, so what is this value chain? Say a tourist nowadays, he can book his own travel either through travel agent or tour operator or his own online booking. Okay, that is your first part, organization of travel. Then transport. What type of mode of travel? Either cruise lines or car rental services or your airlines. So that is also already there in website. That is, I can through online, I can book it. Like that, accommodation, hotels, lodges, camping places. This is what I told you. Airbnb is a very good model for accommodation. Then excursions. So your event operators, event management. So this is related to the excursion. Then about your shopping, on retail shopping, local bazaar, artisanal centers like your every destinations there is a handicraft items. Okay, so that is your artisanal centers. So this is what the value chain. So all these value chains, if it is digital, if it is automated properly, then there are enormous time tourist can save, and also as a business, you may get the maximum efficiency. You can provide the better value added services to your tourists. Okay. So I want to highlight slightly a technical points here. One is about Web 2.0 and 3.0. So the business already actually is migrated, but Web 3.0 migration is slowly happening. Even some of the organizations, they already migrated, particularly developed countries, all their tourism offices, they already migrated to Web 3.0. But this slide, I'm highlighting what is Web 2.0. So here it is nothing else, your user generated content. That is, people are not using the static web pages. So they are all using the dynamic web pages. That is two-way communications. Generally, people are checking the sentiments of the tourist or checking the sentiments of the user. So it is something like a read-write web. It is nothing else. Both communication is from a service provider to the end user. So both the side information is flowing from both the side. Then collaboration. Yes, collaborative network like your social medias. So even YouTube comments, I have an example, I'll tell you. So this is what, particularly the blogs, the wikis, RSS feeds. So these are all the video sharing sites. These are all the Web 2.0. So you have to check whether your business, whether you are already migrated to Web 2.0 or not. If not, please start your migration. Even researchers, there are a lot of blogs are available. You can read the blog. You can write a research paper. You can, for example, Madurai, there is a blog for Madurai. So if there is no blog, you can write your own blog. Okay, or if already there is a blog exists, what the blogger is writing, you can write it as a paper. So that is what we are Web 2.0. Then Web 3.0. So here this case, as even Ayanathan sir also told about the personalization. So this is quite interesting. Even he highlighted excellent the word called hyper personalization. This is nothing else. I can give a simple example. You can understand. When you are stepping into any mall, okay, immediately you get a message. So this is the offer available in so and so showroom. That is nothing else. A simple example for your hyper personalization. So please listen here. So that message, when you are outside the mall, you are not getting it. But once you step into the mall, within the mall, there are a lot of departmental stores are there. For example, there may be a garment store, or there may be the other stores are there. So you are getting a message, a text, SMS. Okay, so you are getting it. How it is getting it? You are tracking. You are tracked by the mall owner or the retail store owner. So that is what your personalization. So the Web 3.0, this hyper personalization is very, very important, because in tourism also it is applicable. Yeah. So and another point is one-stop shop. This is what the current tourist, whoever they are, whether it is a Japanese tourist, tourist from China, or tourist from Singapore, or tourist from US, they want this kind of model, one-stop shop. So with a single website, they want to get a lot of services. So these services like tickets, resorts, accommodation, restaurant, flight ticket, train ticket, so ferry tickets. Okay. So this all the services, if it is available in single stop, then people will like that kind of business model. Okay. How do I know that whether my services are good in quality, service quality? This is also a research area. Any students, any researchers, if you are from business, service quality, online, particularly online service quality, there are a lot of research is going on, like website design tangibility, reliability, particularly the fulfillment, willingness to correct mistakes, success in delivering services. For example, if you are offering a service, a digital service, okay, how do you know that the service is 100% is successful? So you can track back. If it is a digital service, particularly this Amazon, they are doing it. How many services the deliveries are failed? Even they have a model called per minute model, per second model. Okay, per minute, how many products are delivered by Amazon? They can track minute by minute. They can track. Then about responsiveness. If you have a website, somebody is clicking on a particular command button. What is the response time? How quick your website is responding to the click? That is what your responsiveness. Then about security. Yeah, this is the area where actually a lot of research, the researchers are not available actually, particularly credibility. For example, that there are a lot of fake reviews are coming, product fake reviews, even destination fake reviews. Even there are people, they are paying the amount. They are paying the amount for writing the reviews. Okay, how do you know that whether the review is genuine one or a fake one? So that is what credibility. Then personalization that we already discussed. So what I discussed so far, how the e-tourism, what it is actually, where the research is going on. Okay, now I'll go to the why it is required. Why e-tourism, why automation is required, or why I have to digitalize my business. That is what next 5 to 10 minutes. You see this office, you see a picture. Can you see the picture? Anyone please respond? Hello?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Okay, fine, good. Okay. So
that means too many papers.
Yeah. So
too many paperwork, and will be difficult to recover the recorded sheets.
Exactly. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Exactly. So here, 1990s, we had these type of papers, faxes, and the files bunched on our offices. I think you are meaning that.
Yeah, exactly, sir. Sundaresan, sir. Thank you, Sundaresan, sir. See here, if you are having your office like this, you are in 1990. You are 30 years behind the business. Okay, don't keep the office like this. So you refer my next slide, you can understand why I have to go for the automation. See here, now the office, how it is looking like. here the information is centralized. It is available in a particular server. Okay, even this lady is using two monitors. Okay, one for client side accessing, another for the supplier side. Okay, so he can monitor both the side. So this is what actually the expected office, your business. Okay, then because of COVID, now the scenario is entirely changed. You please think about the current situation. We are all work from home. Okay, even employee they have a fear to come to office because of COVID. So what is the point I'm highlighting here? Please listen. Your office content or your business content, okay, your server content or your website or whatever the documents, whether it is readily accessible to your employee, whether he is working in office or working in remote, whether your business should not be stopped. Services should be always available. That's what I am highlighting. Why the automation? Why e-tourism? Why e-business? That's what I am highlighting through this slide. Okay. Now, so if suppose if I am automating it, how can I automate? Whether I have to follow 1.0 or 2.0? We just read this slide, you can get a better clarity. So if you are 1.0 means I interact with others when I have the time. I only use email. I occasionally update myself, but the scenario is changed. Sometimes you must be 2.0 also, like your robot 2.0 or business 2.0. So you have to transfer your business. If you are at 1.0, please transfer it into 2.0. So what is 2.0? I have to interact with regularly with others and also self-initiated. I should not wait for others' instruction. I should be self-started. I supposed to use multiple tools. I have ambient awareness. Why the awareness required? Then only I can check whether my business is going in a right direction or not. If I have the awareness, then I can ahead of others. I can take my business to the next level. This is possible when you are at 2.0. Okay, now you see this slide. This is also why the automation is required, or why I have to follow the e-tourism, e-business technique. So here, if you see the first monkey is rational. Yes, it's required. Yes, predictable. Yes, traditional. Some business people, they always follow the old methods. Yes, it's required, but at the same time, you must be agile, flexible, modern, because the world is changing. My business also it is supposed to change. If not, I will be outdated. So that's what I'm highlighting here. Okay, then this is one quite interesting business. Where the business is heading, particularly e-tourism. Okay, so this is a concept called cloud computing. Okay, so earlier when you see the first picture, it is called punched card system. Second one is floppy disk. Then third one is compact disk, pen drive. Think about where is the compact disk nowadays? Where is the floppy disk? I don't know. The youngsters, whether you have seen this floppy disk or not, I don't know about it. Even compact disk is not available nowadays. If you purchase any new system, there is no disk drive, compact disk drive, because people are already migrated to cloud computing. Just check yourself whether your business is you are already migrated to cloud computing or not. I will tell you the reason why I have to move to the cloud computing. I'll tell you the reason. See, imagine this is what your cloud computing data center or a server room. Okay, if you are a SME business, small medium enterprises, you are not having the affordability to have a similar kind of setup. It's not possible at all. So for that, this cloud computing is highly helpful to you. How it is helpful, I'll tell you in the next slide. Okay, so this is what the reason why I'm moving to cloud. If you want to scale up your business, cloud computing is an excellent platform through which you can scale up your business. And also, you no need to worry about whether my data is available or not. Suppose if you have a local data center, first of all, it is not affordable, particularly your SMEs. Okay, if you no need to worry about it, it's always available 24/7. Then disaster management, you no need to worry about it. Even earthquake, the data center, they have a replicated server. It is somewhere else. One server may be in Singapore, one server it may be in San Francisco. So even one server fails, the second server where you can get the data lively. Think about the real estate and the electricity. If you have a electricity for this kind of server room, or what about the space rent? Then what about the electricity? What about the technical people? So all these costs you can save. That is the reason people are migrating to cloud computing, something like software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. And also, since we are talking about e-tourism, e-business, okay, this is also very important. Your tourist or your customer, okay, somebody is visiting to your business, whether you are having all kind of payment gateway system, whether a customer, a tourist is having a card system, all type of cards, whether your business is supporting or not, you have to think yourself. If not, you must have the
banking.
yeah, exactly. So that is the services, net banking, carding system, financial carding system, even your RuPay card, Google Pay. So all these are required. That's what I'm talking about it. Okay. Now I'm going to explain you three good example. We have our own team in our Tyagaraja School of Management. We did a small survey. I want to share that experience. It will be highly helpful to you. So through these three examples, you come to know about the macro to micro. That is, you can have a big picture of the business parallelly. You can have a minute level, a granular level, or an atom level analysis. That these three examples, it will be highly helpful to how I am taking how I have to take my e-tourisms. Okay. This is my first example where the YouTube destination videos.
There's team person, hotel, tour guide.
Yes, Surendra Kumar. Okay. So the YouTube destination videos. For example, we, with the help of our own, actually this paper actually I submitted IIM Lucknow 2018. Yeah, 2018 I submitted it. So just I want to share that research experience. It will be highly helpful to you for all going to write a paper. So what I did is, I take all Indian states, okay, and I verified whether all the Indian states, whether they have the YouTube videos or not. And also I cross-checked YouTube views, likes, dislikes, comments for each state. Views, it's nothing else. How many people viewed the Tamil Nadu tourism website or Tamil Nadu tourism video? Like that, each state I counted, I verified how many views are there. Then I check the likes. Likes is a positive action. That is, the potential tourist, he is willing to visit the so-and-so state. So it is a positive action. So how many likes are there? So dislikes. Why the person so-and-so, the potential tourist, disliking the state or disliking that video? Why? So that is also I analyzed in this research paper. Then about comments. So this is, listen please, views, likes, dislikes, this and all is, for a single click. But comments where some extra efforts are required. They are typing something, whether it is in English or Hindi or our own language, they are typing something about the destinations or about that video. So that also I analyzed. Then this is nothing else. These are all the exchange of experiences. That's what even Ian sir also told. It's about personalization. How the tourists are feel about the destinations. That is called exchange of experience. How it is useful? Yes, if I come to know about Madurai, how the tourists are seeing Madurai video, somebody is giving, yes, Madurai is an excellent place to visit, or Madurai is not a good place to visit. So these kind of sentiments I can easily read through the YouTube comments. And one more thing, this is publicly available, freely available. I am not spending any amount at all, but I come to know about so-and-so destinations. That is quite interesting, the insights, freely available. And in this research paper, actually we take only the English comments, but there are other languages like Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, because what type of video you take. If it is English video, there are more number of English comments. So that is what this research. So our findings are like this. Punjab, Punjab is a state where their digital media presence is, they are in all medias like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google+. They have their own blog, they have a WebGIS, online booking portal, etc. and all. So even our state also, Tamil Nadu also, their presence is very high. I have further analysis, I'll tell you. So this is what, if you take Andaman Nicobar, this study is nearly 2 years back, to 1918, yeah. This study is 2 years back. So these updates, it will be changed now. So it is not current. It's a two years back results. Andaman Nicobar, they have only Facebook. They are not Andaman Nicobar state or a union territory. Their presence is not in other social digital media. So this is what our findings. So and this is about the Facebook, Twitter. The previous one is the first one is YouTube. Then we check all the digital media. Then we check Facebook and Twitter. So if you take both the cases, Kerala is well ahead of other states. You see here 58%, 57%. The reason is Kerala tourism. They are very active in the digital media. They have an exclusive team. The team is meant for digital media strategy team. So they are working 24/7 to promote the Kerala tourism in a social digital media. So this is Gujarat is also second. And if please think, even I observed Ayanathan sir lecture. If you see the results, it is something quite interesting. Yes, Kerala is very dominant in digital media. But if you check this slide, something quite interesting. Here, Tamil Nadu is a state where the more number of foreign tourists are visiting. So what is the point I'm highlighting here? The tourists, they are not only referring this digital medium. Yes, they are referring the digital medium. Parallelly, word of mouth, okay, or the conventional channels, the traditional channels. There also they are getting the insights. So this slide, when this study is about 6 months. So when we study, yes, digital medium, Kerala is dominant, where Tamil Nadu is slightly lower than the Kerala. But if you take the foreign tourist arrival for Tamil Nadu, the numbers percentage is very high. So this is quite interesting insights. We got it. This is about yeah. Then we narrow down our research. So we take Madurai as a city. This is about a survey method. So the previous one is secondary data analysis. That is, we checked through the digital, like your YouTube and other medias. But here we follow. We have our own research assistants. So they went to the places like Thirumalai Nayakar Mahal, Meenakshi Amman Temple, Gandhi Museum, and they circulate the questionnaire to the foreigners. This what the data I'm sharing here. It is about the foreign tourist data. So during our survey period, the US tourists from US is very high, and yes, there are tourists from Sri Lanka, Maldives, Sweden, and Singapore. Mostly the Singapore tourists, they are highly religious. They willing to visit Meenakshi Amman Temple. Okay, so there are a lot of insights. Even we are with the tourists from Italy, UK. So this is one particular duration. There are many number of tourists coming to Madurai to see the Madurai as a destination. They are visiting a lot of places in Madurai. Okay, this is about, yeah. So which media, during the survey, we asked the tourist, which media you are using more for your destination selection. So predominantly internet. So you see here, they are verifying they are selecting the destination using the internet. That is the highest, 40%. And 35% friends and relatives. This is, they ask, this is nothing else, word of mouth. They are checking with their friends who already visited, or they are checking with their office colleague, and parallelly they are taking the appropriate decision. So this is about our first example. Yeah, these are the other questionnaires related to that first example. Whether Madurai is a safety place or not. Yes, there are comments, excellent, very good place. Okay, then this is about whether it is your meet out your expectation or not. Somebody is having their own expectation to visit Madurai. Yes, the expectations are completely fulfilled, partially fulfilled, not at all. So this is what the results. Yeah, this is about another example, Word Cloud. We ask a question. Suppose Madurai, the Madurai tourist destination, if we want to improve, what we have to do? So this is a Word Cloud. So many people, the tourists, they're saying that the clean, still the improvement over the cleaning is required. Then there are a lot of insights it's coming out through this survey method. Now I'll take you to the second example. So through this example, you can understand about the hotel industry. Okay, this is the example related to hotel industry. So here, the pre-services, services during the period, and post-service. Pre-services, they are not visited your hotel. Before visiting their hotel, they are doing their own research and their information search process. They are visiting the hotel website, and they are also checking the star ratings. The earlier customer, what rate they give, they are cross-verifying it. Then they are booking, and they have their own expectations in their mind. Then they are coming to your hotel. Okay, they are checking, they are staying in, then they are attending the hotel bars or restaurants. They are experiencing it. Okay, then finally the post service. Actually, this research we are not completed. This under process. One of my student is working on it. Post services, whether all the expectations are fulfilled or not. That is what your overall satisfaction. If the satisfaction and expectations are matched, definitely the tourist, he will give the recommendations to his own friend. Meaning is, both if expectations level and satisfaction level are equal, or if there is a mismatch, there is a different consequences. That's what this example I want to highlight. Now I'll take you to the third very good example. It's a live example. I'll show a video. You can understand. I play a video. Sandlax, please respond whether the video is visible. Okay. So, what do you understand from this video? Anybody? Yes, please. Hello?
He is not only explaining something, he performs that and then explains.
So, what is the relevancy? Why I am playing this video here? Yeah, please.
Sir, through this video, as it is available on YouTube, so people across the globe can see the various postures, various dance forms, which may be available while visiting Meenakshi Temple, and it is disseminating and adding flavor to the information.
Okay.
On social media.
So, what else you are understanding? Anybody else, please? Anybody else?
Maybe it brings more opportunities for him since it is published in YouTube.
Okay. Say, listen, all of you. Okay. I'll
Through
tell
the
you.
video, we can reach many.
Okay, very good. There is another very important point is there. Anybody else?
And indirectly, he gets more business.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. Suppose if you want to get more business, what do you have to do?
We have to post them. We have to use digital media and cloud computing.
Not only that, this
Post
guide
them in
how
public.
no this tour guide how he is differ with others.
Actually, he performs and explains. Normally,
yeah.
other guides just talk.
Yeah, very good. Excellent.
That
So
was, I was telling this statement earlier. When you asked the question, I told you.
Very good, very good. Okay. So the point here is, this is what the concept called a differentiation. Okay. Or also called as USP, unique selling proposition. Okay. So what's the point here? This guide actually is Nagendra Prabhu. Okay. He's something different from the other tour guides. Okay. What he is doing is performing. Okay. He's dancing. Through dancing, he's explaining his job. So this is what I want to highlight. So this is my last example. Then I'll go to the next slide. So what I highlighted so far is very simple. It's nothing else. If this is what the summary slide. Okay. The digital social media is a world where distances are down to zero. The speed of voice is greater than light. If you throw one video now, even 1 million viewers, they can view this video within a day or within an hour is possible. Number two, the successful organizations, they are not only relying on the online channel. So your conventional channels like the printed media, your traditional advertisement method, you can use it, and parallelly you are supposed to use the online channel, because the online channel is very important nowadays, particularly the yearning group, the younger group under age 35 or under age 40. They are not relying on the printed media or traditional media. All they are giving their presence in the online media. So as a business, you please ensure that whether your business is in or online, offline, or both. It's very important here. And tourist information search process, actually it's changed from word of mouth to electronic word of mouth. So as even Ayanathan sir also told, the 80% of the business actually it is migrated already to the digital platforms. So here WOM, the degree is reducing, EWOM is increasing. So this is because the tourist, they can log into a website or log into a portal, immediately they can get a lot of information. So EWOM is playing a major role here. Then online tourist reviews, particularly you take a site called TripAdvisor. This is a relevancy here. Lot of information, positive, negative information are available about a destination, available about a hotel, available about a restaurant. So based on that reviews, people are buying or people are avoiding. So that is the fourth summary. Then finally, the negative comments. Please always listen. This is one of the area many Indian business people, they are not giving their span of attention. You are supposed to read what is a negative comment. Somebody is giving about your business. Read it and check whether the negative comments are genuine or not. If it is genuine, immediately get a sorry from that customer, or you take appropriate measures or apply appropriate strategies how to overcome that negative comments. Otherwise, the negative comments, it will spread through the society and it will disturb your business. So this is summary number one. So the summary number two. So what, why, how? So I'm connecting what I discussed so far. What you have to connect, what platform I have to connect, how to create a platform, how to participate in that platform, how can I share my business content or business value to others. Please be thorough on it. Then why? Why I have to already created a platform? Then for why I am creating it? For the following reasons. Communication. Yes, I am communicating my business in so and so platform for broader networking and adding value to my business. Even a small delta value addition to your business, it has its own impact. How to do it? That's what these three examples will be helpful to you. Affiliate marketing or affiliations, browsing, discovering, and finally getting the benefit. So these are all the references for our own research. We used it. Now I'll go to a last part of my presentation. I'm going to have a small quiz. Quiz is open. If you know all the answers, just reveal the answer. The quiz is open to you now. If anybody know all answers, please reveal your answer. Even Sanalex, you are also, you can participate.
Sure, sir. Participants, please directly interact with Sendil, sir. Unmute your audio and please talk.
So anyone know all 6 answers? Please.
Sir, guess the city. Third one is Tokyo.
No, I want all 6 answers, sir. It takes 2 to 3 minutes. So anybody know the answers? Okay, 5 answers, anybody?
Third is Tokyo and fourth is Karaikal, sir.
Very good.
Others we are trying it, sir.
Okay.
Just few seconds more, please.
Sixth
Number
is
one
Europe.
is
sir.
Singapore.
Which one?
Hello? Number one is Singapore.
No, sir. No.
Singapore logo.
No, no.
Number 1 is Make in India. Number 2 is IRCTC.
No, no, no.
Number 3, Tokyo.
No. Okay, no problem. I'll tell you the answer. Number 1 is not Singapore. It is Gujarat Tourism. Logo for Gujarat Tourism. Number 2, yes, somebody said correctly, IRCTC. 3 is Tokyo. 4th is
Number
Karaikal.
2, Moonaru, sir.
No, number 2 is IRCTC. Railway ticket booking site, website. 3 is Tokyo. 4th is Karaikal. 5 and 6, anybody have the answer?
5 is Facebook.
Very good, excellent.
This is Europe, sir.
Yes, please. Sixth is, what is the sixth one?
Europe, sir. Europe.
Yeah, Bhubaneswari, you are correct. Sixth is Europe. Europe is one of the continent. Actually, there are a lot of researches going on e-tourism. Okay, particularly the country Switzerland, they are well ahead of the tourism technologies. In specific, Switzerland Tourism Board, that is a model. Even the researchers who are all present here, you refer the website of Switzerland Tourism, you get a lot of insights. So with this, I'll thank you for your attention.